Coranderrk Wilderness Farm, an exploration of indigenous land management practices for ecological farming. In Australia, 50% of the forest cover has been removed in the last 200 years. The largest percent of forest cover has been removed for farming. As seen from the comparison of the 1858 painting by Eugen von Gerard and a photo taken in 2014 of the crater lake, land was better managed earlier. Fire was used to burn shrubs to reduce fuel, and this was also a method of weed control. After the fire came regrowth. Nutrients returned to the soil. New grass and native plants grew. This increased the diversity of the environment as the new plants attracted animals. A system of channels connected these traps and holding ponds to the lake. When it floods, water is directed through these channels into the holding ponds and stored, so that water is available during droughts. Holding ponds were created at different levels, so that as water levels go down, the traps will still function. The story of Coranderrk is a story of struggle and strength. Through their hardships, they were able to maintain a self-sufficient community that produced the best produce in Melbourne. It was a place of unity. Coranderrk united the Kulin clans for the first time since colonization. The environment was managed along with farming. Making use of the indigenous land management practices, Coranderrk Wilderness Farm will generate a wilderness landscape that will allow to maintain an environmentally constructive farm for cultivation and animal rearing. Create ponds at varied levels to generate habitats for various types of native fauna and flora. Pollutants from fertilizers and pesticides from surrounding farms are filtered. Fish and other native aquatic life will increase. A wetland environment will form and diversity of the surrounding will increase. This will create the ideal habitat for birds, and native birds will be attracted. Birds will bring in seeds in their feet and guts, and a riparian environment will gradually establish. The presence of birds near a farm will eliminate the need for the use of pesticides. Filtration ponds will remove pollutants from water used for cultivations before releasing to Yarra River. Water channels will distribute water for farming. Wetland and riparian forests will be a habitat for high diversity of birds and aquatic life. Catch crops will capture residual pollutants. Indigenous land management practice created a diverse land mosaic. Sections of land were cleared by fire. Then a different land use moved into the vacant land created. This created a shifting mosaic of land use patterns that sustained the environment. Strategic environment buffers were created by positioning drinking wells between kangaroo zones and cultivations. There was no need for fences. Forest shelter belts and windbreaks will protect animals and crops from the wind and help the crops grow better, as well as prevent soil from blowing away. Workshops can be conducted to educate people on indigenous land management practices. The practice of fire stick farming will be adapted to alternate between cropland, grazing land and forest to return nutrients to the soil and keep it healthy. The Coranderrk Wilderness Farm will be a model for a sustainable farming system.